What's up, y'all? So today is July 3rd, and I am closing in on the first month of this weight loss journey. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even record at the beginning. And the reason why I didn't record is because if we being 100% honest, I didn't believe in myself. Like I didn't believe that I could be consistent and that I can actually follow through with what I said I was going to do. Um, and that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. But it's just been so many times where I've quit the first day. I've said, I started on Sunday saying I'm gonna do this, and then on Monday I wake up and do the total opposite. But this time has been different. Um, I looked on that scale and I saw 379 pounds. The most I've ever weighed was coming right out of high school. I was 411 pounds, but I saw myself slowly going back to that space, especially with me being older, muscle degeneration, all those types of things will make it to where that weight will come back quick. And so this time I decided, I was gonna approach it different, and I did. I found something that works for me. Meal prepping has been the game changer in this whole process. Meal prepping, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna eat. I don't have to guess if it's gonna be healthy for me. I just can throw it in take it out the refrigerator or the freezer, put it in the microwave, and eat and get on about my day. Um, Putting myself on time restrictions I have scheduled times where I eat so that I'm not grazing throughout the day because, I would rather have the my insulin to be spiked as less as possible throughout the day. So that has made a big difference. Um, Going to the gym or working out in the morning before I even get my day started has made a huge difference because once I get that out the way, that's the hardest thing. So everything else is easier. And in my mind, if I won that, then I won the day. And so that has been my approach. And it wasn't easy the first week. It wasn't easy the second week. And to be 100% honest, it's not very easy at all. But nothing uh, that's worth having comes easy. I have been heavier my whole life, and this life isn't easy. Being 379 pounds, chasing after a 5-year old, a 3-year old, and a 1-year old is not easy. So I just got to choose where I want to have the difficulty. And for me, my difficulty is going to be I'm going to choose to eat these right foods, even though it's BS in my face. I'm going to choose to go and work out in the mornings to get that out the way. I'm going to choose to be in this calorie deficit. I'm going to choose to listen to different coaches and stuff like that online that's going to motivate me to do the things that I want to do with my life and my body. you know and some of the things that I keep in mind when I am working hard or when I don't necessarily want to work um, is my wife. I think about my wife. My wife deserves, out of every woman that I've ever interacted with in my life, my wife 100% deserves to have the best version of me. She deserves to have a fit husband. She's younger than me and she chose to give me her youth. And the way that I am showing her that I am appreciating her giving me her youth is me giving her the best version of myself, the leanest version of myself, the one that has the energy, the one that can be passionate during sex. If I'm being 100% honest, like I want to be able to I'm gonna keep it clean because I never know who's gonna be watching this one day. But I want to be able to make love to my wife in a way that you know she deserves. I don't want to be older and can't get it up. You know, I think about my kids. One of the things that really is making me stay on this journey is the fact that my daughter is a little heavier. My son looks up to me. He wants to do everything that I do. So, I want to introduce him to this healthy way of living as early as possible so that they don't have to face the same obstacles in life that I have had to face as a heavier person. I want them to be able to go to the mall and their size is there. They don't have to order it offline. They can just shop where they want to shop. I want them to be able to get on rides at Six Flags and have fun. I want them to be able to be desirable to the person that they find desirable, and I'm not saying that you can't find what you're looking for being a heavy set person, but let's be honest, it increases your odds. You have to do way less to attract that. When I was in the dating world, I had to be funny, I had to be charming, I had to be thoughtful, and I watched guys who were way less than me in any of those things get women and treat them like dogs. So you know and again, not to say that treating women like dogs is okay, but to say that if you show up the best version of yourself and you put the work in you instead of putting the work into attracting, then you get the best level of outcome. Um, I also want to be able to instill the discipline that it takes to to start off with the mindset, go in, work as hard as you can, and not see the results for 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years. I want to set that thought process in my children that it don't come instantly. Everything's not going to be instant. You can't just throw success in the microwave and, you know, just get what it is that you're looking for. Um, so every single time that I don't feel like going, or every single time that I have thoughts of not completing what I do, it's those things that pop into my mind, you know, and I'm going to be recording a lot more because I have a challenge that I've challenged myself with this month. This is July, and so what I want to do is I want to challenge myself by getting in 10,000 steps every day. So today is July 3rd. I am at around 6,000 steps, and it is about 10 o'clock. So I probably go on a walk later on tonight. I'll probably take my kids with me on that one so that they can get a little exercise and have a little fun. I just want to show them that working out doesn't have to be bad. Working out can be fun. And these are all things that I wish that uh, these are things that I wish that I was taught when I was a kid. By the time working out was introduced to me, I was already comfortable with the sedentary lifestyle. Even as a young boy, like I used to go in the, come home from school, go in the room, get some food, and play the video game until it was time to go to sleep and talk on the phone all day. So I want to introduce something different to my kids. They love the outdoors, and so getting them to go outdoors is, seems to be pretty easy. So I want to increase doing the things that they already like and just pile different things on top of it. Show them different activities that they can do outside that's going to be fun and also challenging enough to help them to start off with healthy life choices. You know, um, also I want to get the food, like I need to get the processed stuff out of my house for my kids. I already have greatly limited the processed food that I eat, with me having meal plans and stuff like that. The thing that I consume that's processed is probably the protein that I'm taking. And eventually I'm gonna do videos on what it is that I'm eating and everything like that. But I definitely wanted to make sure that what I'm doing is sustainable for myself and for anybody else. And two, I wanted to make sure that I was going to actually commit to it. And I have so far. I'm very proud of myself. Um, Also, one thing that I noticed as a man, right? As a man, me taking the time to do this, I didn't, sometimes you don't realize how valuable, how important, and how influential you are to the women and the children in your family. So now that I'm working out, my wife has started her journey because she saw me doing it and being consistent with it, and so that makes her feel like she can do it. And then my kids, they see me going out the door every day going to work out, and so my son and now my daughter is asking every day, "Oh daddy, can we go to the gym? Can we go to the gym?" And in due time, I'm going to take them to the gym as well. But the point is, when we as men put ourselves first, and not put yourself first in a way that is selfish or egotistical, but putting yourself first in terms of getting submitting to yourself and your plan. It's so many times where men, they want for people to submit to them, they want a woman to submit to them, but they can't even submit to themselves. And what they write a plan down, and this is myself included, or at least the way I was, because I feel like I'm growing. But you write down something, you say you're going to do it, and then you don't follow through. So when you do follow through, people can see it and people want to be led by you. That's pretty important. I can't wait until July 8th. I'm gonna show y'all my measurements. I'm gonna show y'all my weight. I'm probably gonna try to stay off of the scale until then. Um, and this is also, like I said at the beginning, of my 10,000 steps. I want to do 10,000 steps every day for the month of July, and I want to compare my weight loss in June to my weight loss in July to see if the steps have increased my weight loss. So it's an exciting journey for me, and I'm figuring out how to make it fun. But I do know that I don't, all my friends are either healthy in the gym or on the way to it. And I don't want to be the only one that's sloppy and looking crazy, scared to take my shirt off at the pool and all that type of stuff. I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my partners is healthy, and my partners is in the gym and putting on muscle. I'm putting on muscle too. Like, y'all ain't finna leave me. So that's another motivation for me. You gotta make sure that the people that are around you are aligned with where you going and not where you at. That's pretty important to me. All my friends are fit, and so I'm about to become fit by proxy. I have to. Y'all, no, not me. Y'all ain't leaving me behind. So All right, man. I didn't talk y'all ear off enough. Stick with me on this journey, man. I'm gonna give you my highs, my lows, everything in between.